Hi.
Hi. It's Carla and Cathren. Here. We're COVID crazy.
Yeah.
That's what we are, yep. But we are making progress on our tree. I'm so excited about this tree because it's gonna look amazing when we're done. And so we are going to put like the upper curly branches on it.
Mm-hmm.
And let's not forget that these can be uncurled a little if we want them to, you know. We can also fasten that higher.
I was wondering about
so that they don't all come out of the same place.
Mm-hmm.
Like, doesn't this one look like it's just yearning to come out like here?
Sure.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, after we recorded last time, I put in this section with SpongeBob and the Transformer.
This is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we did those, but wow, really good.
And I have a lot of pieces that are going to go on the top part, but I was waiting to install them until we could put these branches on so that we weren't trying to work around them. So we're going to get the branches all put on.
Right.
Then I'll start installing the top half of the tree.
And I'll call you up at 3 o'clock in the
okay.
morning and I'll say, Carla.
Oh, I feel it here.
Oh, you got it? I see it. All right. Okay. Here we go. Now, we're going to want, I think we're going to want this at least this long, don't you think? I'm going to cut this right here.
Have you guys ever used wire cutters before? They're like scissors except for wire.
Yeah.
So they actually have like a blade, but you can squeeze them like pliers.
Yeah.
So you can use a lot of force.
And actually pliers often have wire cutters too. You see that little circle down there? If you cut where that circle is, it'll cut the wire too, but we don't want it. In fact, I'm going to use that next time we cut something just so people can see it. Right.
But it turns out, one of the things I've already learned this week is parents without a college degree, parents with a GED, or even without a high school diploma can successfully homeschool their kids.
Huh.
Yeah, which, I mean, it kind of makes sense because it's not like you have to invent all of the information.
No,
you
it's
just have
there.
to be able to share it with the kids. So
right.
I mean, it's like being a librarian. I don't know everything in all the books in the library. I just
You
know how to find the
don't?
information.
Well, I thought that all librarians did.
I know. I don't read fast enough, unfortunately.
Something like that.
That's actually the worst part about being a librarian, being around all those books and knowing you will never get to read all of them.
Oh, I know. It's like working in a taco shop.
Before continuing to wrap this one, do you want to start another one so that then we can do like we did last time and each work on one?
Oh, that's a very good idea. As long as they're like
I think
together,
once we get
so
the
that
bottom part.
yes, Carla, you always have such good ideas. You know, I was thinking about the homeschooling thing, and I realized, well, just any parent is intelligent, even if they didn't, finish grade school, is probably, as long as they can read, they're intelligent enough to understand the stuff. So if they're learning it along with their kids, that actually might be a really good way for kids to learn, because the parents are going to ask questions that somebody who already knows this stuff might not even think about.
And regardless of how far your education went, the first time when you went to college, there are lots of developments that have probably happened.
Let's just cut it randomly right here.
Okay.
And notice I'm using my pliers this time. Let's see if that cuts as well as the other one. Not quite as well. There, it worked, see? Alright, now it takes 2 people to start these, and we can trim this after it's up if we want. Alright, now let's make sure we know where that end is. And I'm going to take a little piece from
the bustle on any dress, particularly dresses from, I want to say the turn of the century. Oh, you know, in Cinderella, in the movie Cinderella,
Yes.
when the animated movie, when the sisters get ready to go to the ball, and they put these dresses on, and they've got these little frilly things that stick out over the back of their butt,
Oh yeah.
makes it look like there's a pillow under their dress.
Yes.
That is a bustle.
Yes.
So a wedding dress does not have that in the first place. It has a very long train, oftentimes, that extends down the floor from the skirt. So bustling it involves folding it up very carefully and tucking it under itself so that it then sticks out the back like a bustle, and the train whoop, disappears.
Wow, how weird.
Which is really good for dancing and that kind of thing, but then when
Yeah.
you want to go to the bathroom, it takes a person to hold the whole operation up.
It has to do with repetition of intent. And when you get married, the repetition of the positive intent of the union is repeated over and over and over again. And if you listen, like a lot of the ceremonies draw the audience into it also. It's like, will you help them to maintain, you know, like sometimes they add that too. And
Well, yeah, like there's a vow that the audience makes. So
Yeah.
The congregation, if it's in a church.
Yep. And I actually think that that is like an excellent idea. I believe very
Yeah.
strongly in the power of community.
That does make sense.
I mean, life is full of change. Things change all the time. Let's cut this one really long so that we have options with it. Look at that. I can cut it with one hand. Ooh, we can give it a perm. Let's give our tree a perm.
Okay.
I need you to hold this so I don't pull it over when we cut this.
One time I did get hit again, just by it just happened to be flying through the air, but I got hit by a baseball bat.
Oh no!
Yeah. Oh, it's already looking bushy.
Ooh, isn't it?
Look at this, and very Tim Burton-esque. It's gonna lose some of that once we put the leaves on.
Oh, and I
'cause
need you once again to stabilize this while we cut
our leaves
this.
are gonna make it look much more tree-like and less Tim Burton-y.
Yes.
But right now it's
And
very
Tim Burton is not a bad
pleasingly curly.
quality to get in your stuff.
People will like him for a reason.
Yeah, Tim Burton is a very talented and interesting guy.
I borrowed the DVDs of the original episodes from my library. This is when I lived in South Carolina. And watched all of these old episodes, but you could watch them with the behind the scenes like bloopers playing. So like, again, because filming was expensive, they couldn't just re-edit it digitally super easy or cut in pieces as easily. I made a big old mess of this. So you could watch the show on the DVD, and then whenever something of note came up, a little text would come up on the screen saying, "Oh, fun fact, did you know that while they were shooting this scene, this weird thing happened?" Or it'll point out, "Hey, if you look up in the corner, you can see the microphone hanging down because they didn't get it out of the way."
So it's got pop-ups.
Right, little text pop-ups telling you to pay attention, or like explaining how a certain costume was designed. There were these characters that were like Cyclops. They had one eyeball in the middle of their face and no mouth. So they had the actors wear these shaggy wigs that covered their eyes, kind of like the Beatles, right? And then they put a ping pong ball in their mouth with an eye drawn on it. And they used their tongue to spin the ball around.
Oh my
And you
goodness.
could see it because they kept their lips partly open.
Oh my goodness.
So it made it look like a Cyclops.
That is hilarious.
I was like, that's brilliant. lots of things like that, or things talking about how a certain, effect didn't go the way it was supposed to. Oh, can I cut it this time?
Yes, you can. That right around there is good. All right.
You notice that Cathren and I both are pulling our heads back when we cut stuff.
Yes, because
we know.
We don't want backlash from the wire.
Exactly.
I have been hit in the face with things more than once.
Yeah.
Always pays to be careful around blades and stuff. Okay, so we're gonna put this one right here. All right.
I've definitely over-taped or over-glued things to the point where my art project was more glue than whatever it was supposed to be made out of.
Sometimes it's better. Having the thing entirely made out of glue.
Well, that sculpture process I was telling you about a couple weeks ago that my sister did, where she wrapped stuff in plastic wrap and then in packaging tape.
Oh yeah.
To make a form of it. It's essentially an entire project made out of tape. I'm gonna do that. I said self. I decided that I'm going to make a video demonstrating that process. Post on our YouTube channel because it's really fun and it's really simple and it doesn't take very many supplies. So just take plastic wrap and tape and something else that you want to wrap it around and a box cutter or blade of some kind. So you have to be very careful on that count. But as long as you have the patience to do it, you can do it and it's pretty fun. So I'm gonna figure out maybe a Halloween themed one, something that glows, because one time I did it.
Ooh.
And I put light, like a plastic light or a glow stick or something inside so that it glows from the inside when I take it back up.
Oh, nice.
So
as long as you keep reloading it, because those glow sticks don't last that long.
Right. I can't remember what I put in there. Of course, you wouldn't want it to be anything that actually warms up. You want it to be LED or a glow stick, something that wouldn't melt the plastic. All right. Meant they had a whole lot of positive proofs of the theory being correct, which means it's less and less likely that there are negative proofs that prove it incorrect. So that's something really boring I just said. If you're not interested in science or scientific proofs, but I think it's kind of cool.
Oh,
You ever hear yourself say something and realize you might be the only one who cares about what you just said?
Oh yes, that's why I spend an extraordinary amount of time talking to myself.
Because you've got a good audience.
Yes, I've got an excellent audience.
My dad used to say it's the only way to get any intelligent conversation around here.
Yeah. So I'm looking at our thing and I'm thinking, where else do we possibly want to attach things? I don't know.
I wonder if this is a good time to pause and take a look at some of those leaves I brought. And ooh, look at this. This has like a rainbow tape.
Oh, I
this
love
one
it.
has little.
Is that bugs?
I'm getting a Pokemon vibe from this. If not, they're adorable little creatures of some kind.
Oh, they're
but
so
I
cute.
think they might. Oh, and this is a bird, and it's got music notes because it's singing.
Oh my gosh! Oh, that's so intricate and beautiful.
And they go so well together.
I love it.
So here are two. So if we put the tape on this side, we won't damage.
Yeah, right.
The artwork.
I never.
We should add these.
Let's.
What do you think about putting them this way also, so that the leaves bend up See how these are bending?
Yeah, however, here's the thing. In nature, that wouldn't happen. They always.
They don't, oh, I was thinking they do go up.
No, the flowers do, because flowers follow the sun, and flowers do that, but the leaves don't have the same entropy that the blossoms do.
Oh.
Yes. And if that's not entirely true and someone knows better, let me know. I stand corrected. Okay, so this one we want to put like first, right? We're just experimenting too. We're going to be taking these off.
We really just need an idea of how bushy it's going to look if there's leaves on all the branches.
You know what? I think that the only thing that we have to be careful of is having these things like run into each other, and I don't think that's going to happen. Yes, it was incredibly exciting.
Well,
ooh, I like that. Yeah, but of course, once again, we're going to have to have.
I love the branches so much.
I do too. I do too.
This
is awesome. I've never seen anything like this.
No.
It's unique. Fox Point, you've got a unique recycled garbage tree. How proud we are.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's so colorful and beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, then next time we meet up, we will we'll see how far I've gotten with adding those pieces
And
on.
we can start attaching some of the leaves and stuff too, yeah.
Because the leaves are going to require some hole punching and some time as well.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got a pretty good idea of how we're going to do that.
Yep.
It's going to look so cool when they're like laced on. It's gonna look
Yeah, that's going to look really nice. So.
Okay, so are we at a good stopping point?
We've done good today, I think.
Yeah.
So.
We have lots of branches. It's already kind of bushy.
It is. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
I love it. We like our tree. It's a community tree that we are all part of. And I get cafe listings, which show competitions from all over the country and you know, things that you can enter. I am going to look for a competition that we can enter this in when we're done with this.
Oh, that would be so fun.
And I think we could make our mark.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be fun to share this with a whole bunch of people?
It would.
Show them how we work together and collaborated.
I think that would be awesome.
And there's so many inspiring, uplifting things on this tree already.
There seriously are.
Things about reading and happiness and friendship and safety and health, and it's just such a nice positive presence already, and it's only half done.
I know, it makes me happy when I look at it because I just love this. I think it's great.
Yeah, you guys have done great work so far, so keep it up, and we will see you on the next video.
We will. Until then, bye. I love her hair, by the way. I love the color it is right now. I remember Carla from before she started like shaving the sides and dyeing the top. And her hair was a nice pretty brown, but it's so cool the way it looks right now. Everybody write in and give your opinion. Do you like Carla's hair?
What's another thing? Oh, gravity, it turns out, might also be a particle.
Really?
I believe they're discovering something related to black holes. I just read a little bit about this. They have a picture of a black hole and the shadow around it that tells them something about the nature of gravity and how it may be a particle. And I didn't really understand most of what I read in that article, but it was a discovery and everybody in the science world was excited about it.
Huh. You know, the unfortunate thing about the science world is that if there's a real discovery, the diehard scientists in the science world are not excited about it. They want to disprove it because they don't want something changing the whole system.
In fact, one of the things mentioned in this article I read was that this information that they gathered from this black hole makes it like 100 or 1,000 times harder to disprove Einstein's theory of relativity.
Oh, really?
And I couldn't tell if they were happy about this or mad about it, that it was so much harder to disprove it. But basically, it backs up Einstein's theory, and that's a big deal because as you may know, it only takes one example to disprove something. It's one
Yes.
example of a thing not working to disprove it. But you can never prove that it's entirely true because you can never prove that every instance of it
Right,
happens the way you think it's going to happen.
because every instance hasn't happened yet.
Right. So I think because black holes have so much gravity, and they were able to study this gravity in such a concentrated situation, that one of the mysteries, the great mysteries of wedding dresses that I learned as a maid of honor is the bustle.
Oh, no, I did not have a bustle.
Bustling is actually a verb. You can bustle a dress. And then once you have bustled it, it then has a bustle.
Oh, and I'm just remembering the landlord's kids were with us, Jurgen and Carola. They were Dutch, so they had Dutch names, Jurgen and Carola, and they threw. I don't think we had rice, so they threw macaroni at us when we came out.
Oh.
And the justice of the peace yelled at us and said, "Somebody's gonna have to pick that up, you know." Yes, I had a very strange first wedding.